I'm sure after the holiday period, most of you have a lot of packaging boxes lying around. Even if it's not about the holidays, if you're like me and just primarily shop online, damn you, Jeff Bezos, you probably have a lot of boxes lying around. And so today, we are going to be using cardboard to make a geode. I'm so excited about this one. Let's get to it. Okay, so we obviously need like a nice sturdy piece of cardboard, and most of these boxes have this seam in the middle, which isn't ideal, except for this one. So I think I'm going to use this. It seems pretty sturdy, it's a good size, and there's no seam. So I think I'm going to go with this. But essentially, you could go with any large box that doesn't have a seam, I suppose, ideally. So yeah, we're choosing this one. Next up, we are gonna go in and cut our cardboard to size. Now I am gonna be putting this in a frame, so I'm trying to cut it to the size that fits inside of my frame. But obviously you do whatever size you want depending on how big your cardboard is and how big of a geode you want. I am going for a squarish shape, so that's what I'm doing. And this is obviously double-sided, so I'm just gonna cut the other side and just make it single because we are just using one flat side of the cardboard. The other thing you wanna do is rip away one layer in the corners, which exposes the kind of inner side of the cardboard, which is all like streaky and textured lines. So that's what I'm doing in the corners that I want that. Obviously you can do this, you can't do that, you can do it as much as you want. And also let me tell you about this idea. So I came across this on an artist called Victor. I am going to link him in the description below. He basically hand paints geode artwork, and he did a series on cardboard, and that's where I got this idea. So I have to give him credit, and he is amazing with the paintbrush. Absolutely love his work, so do go check him out. So once I'm happy with the kind of ripping that I've done on the cardboard, I can now move on to priming this. Most definitely you want to do this step. Do not skip this step because you can't go ahead and pour resin on cardboard. It's just going to get wet and soak through, and we don't want that. So I'm using gesso to prime this both front and back, and I'm going to do a good couple of layers just to make sure that it is completely nice and primed. While my primer was drying, I went on to look for inspiration of the kind of geode that I wanted to paint, and to me it helps to choose a reference, but you could just do it from your imagination if you're that talented. And I eventually found one that I was happy with. Okay, so I have my geode printed out. I think first things first, I need to pick colors. I think I want to go close to the picture colors, and I'm just kind of still trying to mimic the ones that I have in my reference image. So as best as I can, I've kind of picked the colors of the same vibe. Okay, I think I'm going to go with these colors for now, and we'll just see how we get on. Okay, so imagine it to be this way, and I put it right here in front of me. And then the only thing left to do was to actually paint, and I was nervous, but like, this is art. I mean, so I had to get out of my head a little bit and just be like, it's okay, like it's not going to be perfect. I know that I'm not good at painting with a brush, but it'll be fine. Like, how bad can it be? And at the end of the day, it's art, it's subjective, and also it's cardboard, so I don't have a lot at stake here. So I just had to really reassure myself, but I just went for it. I kept looking at the image and just kind of adding textures and lines. I kind of did a bit where I dipped half my brush in a different color and half in a different color, and kind of try and get those kind of blendy lines that you get in a geode. I did dip a lot into my water to kind of get things transparent, kind of like have a mixture of opaque and transparent, and just went for it. I did use the sponge in that corner just to get sort of like a textured crystally effect, because I felt like it was just easier to do that with the sponge. Created some veins where I thought they were needed, and honestly, just like after a point I got pretty comfortable doing this, and it was quite relaxing, and it felt like bit by bit it would just come together, and I don't know why I was so nervous and beating myself up. Also, I want to give out a massive shout out to Gregoria. Thank you so much for watching my videos, liking, commenting, and just helping me do more of what I love. So thank you so much, Gregoria. I tried to follow the reference image mostly, but like in the left corner there, I was just a bit tight on space. So I just kind of took it with the flow that I wanted. Like I just made my own kind of veins around there. And of course, like, you know, you can do that. So that's what I did. And overall, I was happy with how the base was looking. And next thing I wanted to do was add some more depth. So I went in with some white and just added kind of like some fault lines that you get in crystals. And I absolutely love those. Again, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I honestly don't. If you're going to do this, I do recommend that you go and watch a couple of Victor's videos. I did see one video. So no, I wasn't very prepared, but yeah, I picked up a few tips from there, and one of them was that how much the fault lines add to it. So that's what I did. Okay, I think I am happy with that. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. It's not the best, but I'm hoping once I put some crystals and resin over it, it's going to come to life. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and I'm not going to mess it up. Walk away. Okay, once my paint was dry, I came in with a gold marker and kind of painted entirely over the exposed insides of the cardboard that we left on the edges. So you could gild it with gold foil. Guys, this was just easier. So that's me just being lazy. But by all means, probably go ahead and gild it because it does give a better effect. I just used the pen, guys. And it was a lot easier as well, like because it had the cavities. So I just went over with a pen and just like scribbled on. Next, it was finally time for some resin. I have mixed up my Jade Officials resin, links in the description below. But basically, I'm using the 4-hour fast cure just because I kind of want this to cure fast, but I also want a thicker resin for this because essentially we're doing like a top coat. So I've just gone with clear. Now again, guys, an opportunity to make this piece even better would be if you did go ahead and slightly tint your resin and kind of do like another geode layer on top of the painted one. Like I feel like that would look so cool and add so much depth. I didn't do that because this is not about resin. This video, it's just about making a geode with as little product and as like budget friendly as you can. Like it's a piece of cardboard. So I wasn't focused on doing a second layer with like colored resin, but by all means you can do that. And I do think that would just really elevate the piece. But that's me just spreading out the resin, making sure that it's gone and covered the entire surface. And then I'm using some mica flakes and adding them to that brownie corner there. I feel like that would mimic some of that crystally rocky effect. Again, you could use whatever you have, like literally I had this lying around. I also added some of the mica powder onto that corner, which as I'm looking at now from this angle looks very like phallic, but I did not intentionally do that. That's just how it is. And then in that corner on the end, I sprinkled some diamond dust. And guys, make sure you're wearing your mask when you're using epoxy resin, as well as like micas and diamond dust and that kind of stuff, because you don't want to be inhaling that stuff. And then the last thing to do was pop some bubbles and leave this to cure. Once it was fully cured, I popped it into the frame that I had, and I'm ready to show you what it looks like. I love how this turned out. I mean, like I said, I am not much of a painter, and I feel like if you tried this, you definitely do a way better job than I did. It's got some sparkle, but it's subtle. You can see some of that in that corner with the diamond dust, and I feel like the mica flakes do add a ton of texture, which I love. In hindsight, I would probably add some more fault lines because I feel like they really make the piece. So I love the one that's in that corner, but I wish I had some more going through the piece because they give a lot of depth because they're kind of like semi-transparent. But all in all, like guys, if you have cardboard lying around, tear it up and make a geode. At the end, it's pretty amazing to think that this was made out of cardboard because it doesn't look it at all. And I had so much fun doing this, even though I'm not much of a painter. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye. If you've enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you will like this one too. So go check it out.